We love our work reform stories here. Good one for today's Not So Critical update.
Kind of caught me off guard. Wasn't sure who you were going to pick between me and Peter, but you picked me, which is totally fine. This story is about an employee or former employee of a company who posted, I think, on TikTok that kind of blew the whistle on this, that her company or their ex-employer caught them making lunch at their kitchen because the camera was on and the employer monitors what the employee is doing on camera. I feel like this is every employee's nightmare. It's a disgusting violation of privacy. The whole point of working from home is the freedom that it gives you, and I would assume the trust that is given you from an employer, right? I'm going to go make lunch.
So naive, John. So naive.
But here, instead, we have a company that monitors the employees constantly, multiple times a day, checking in on their webcam without their knowledge, making sure they're working. And this goes way farther than that. This company is super sinister. And a really known and fairly large, I think that they're a WordPress host / like WordPress management service called Klarna, Klarna, were in partnership with this company.
Yeah, that's it.
Shortly after, sorry, go ahead.
So just to describe what happened, she walked away from her laptop and her machine got locked remotely.
Right.
And she was sent a message saying, report to supervisor, action taken, because she wasn't allowed to be away from her laptop, apparently. And then she went on to talk about how they had complained about other people being in the room at the same time as she'd just left the computer. They have webcams which are constantly taking screenshots, and then they can't disable the webcam. It sounds like a fucking nightmare scenario. And my comment on this was, in a real office, this would be horrendous. But like when the office is in your house, I mean, what the fuck?
But in a real office, like I feel bad because I feel kind of torn about this story. In a real office, in a job like this, in a real office, you're likely to be sitting in some kind of a bullpen where they can see is everybody at their desks or not. And if you're not at your desk, somebody's going to say something. So why is that different?
Because this is the illusion of, this is the biggest issue with the American work ethic, is that you have to have your cheeks on your chair to be working.
In some jobs, that's true.
If you're not a busybody, sure, 100%. You could be a live, second stock trader where every second matters. Your eyes glued to the screen. Sure.
Cam girls.
100%. Okay. Yes, Peter. Cam boys and cam girls is also another profession where you have to be glued to the screen with the camera on. Shout out. Okay.
Yeah.
But my point is less about them and more about, I'm not even sure what this person's role was. Let's say it was a support.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
Customer service company in support of the role. Finance Klama.
So I've worked technical support. I shouldn't have to be glued to my chair to do my job. I did my job so effective.
Yeah, here's the thing, right? So Mike said, there are some jobs which you need to be glued to your chair. And in a real environment, this would be, you'd be able to see if someone wasn't at the desk or not. Well, first of all, it didn't sound like she had gone away habitually, because it sounded like she was just going to make a cup of coffee or whatever in her kitchen, which you can do in every single office I've ever seen. And if you can't take a break like that, well, that's just a terrible thing as well. Second of all, I don't think there are that many jobs which really do need you to be glued to your seat. Very, very few jobs, unless it's actually real-time stuff. Even customer services jobs, where you're responding to tickets or answering calls, it's about the output and the results. And they have metrics. How many tickets do you solve and how many people are satisfied with their results? You can still keep that up and take multiple breaks. I did this early on in my career. I was a customer support technician, or technical support, and I got in trouble because I was perceived as being a slacker. And one day they implemented a ticket tracking thing, which we didn't have before. And I'm proud to say I was the #1 ticket solver because I got shit done without having to actually be at my fucking desk all the time. So if her output, they should be measuring results, not the time spent in front of the fucking camera. Sorry. And here ended my rant.
4 years ago, when I was shopping around for a new job, I interviewed at a place. It was a managed service provider, an IT consultant company.
Oh, this is going to be a horror story. Managed service provider.
I go into this person's office, and it's like your average MSP setup. You got desks, multiple monitors, maybe 6 techs sitting around, and then I see one person on a 60-inch television, and all I can see is them working. Just like you're looking at me now, it's just their office space. And we're doing an interview, and I'm doing really well. This guy's clearly, the owner is very, very impressed. He wants to hire me. He offers me the job on the spot. That's how desperate they are for expansion. He offers me the job for nearly $100,000. I was like a year and a half into my professional career at this point. This was more money than I could imagine. But one criteria I had when I was searching around for new work was remote only.
Oh.
This was very important because I have family abroad. I need to be able to go see them and remain working.
Okay. Well, 5 years ago, that was your requirement.
No. Did I say 5? Like 2.5, 3 and a half, something like that.
Okay. All right. That's still ahead of the game. Okay.
And that number was like, whoa, like this is. So I said to him, how do you feel about working remote? And he was like, that's not an option. Maybe a day a month. And I was like, okay, what if it's a deal breaker for me? And he was like, yeah, we'd have to set you up with like, oh, you see that guy? And he pointed at the TV and he's like, yeah, if you want to work remote, we just need a camera on you at all times.
Oh my God.
The guy had a two-way, basically an intercom constantly on so that they could hear him and he could talk
worse
to
than
the
being
rest
in
of
an
the
office.
Oh my God.
So you're not only are you ultra monitored, you're also constantly being watched by the entire team, all your coworkers. So I was like, yeah.
They had him on a massive telly.
On a massive television mounted onto the wall. I've never seen anything like this.
God, that's so creepy. What?
And this guy said it to me with a fucking straight face, completely okay. Obviously, it's okay. He's already doing it.
No, I'm not doing that at all.
And I was like, that's just. I was like, yeah, let me think about it. Like, we can fuck right off.
So if in say a call center scenario, if somebody, if you need to, if your SLA says, we're going to answer calls within a certain period of time, you'd have to be at that desk to be able to take the call. Even if you had been sitting there for 10 minutes without anything going on, you could otherwise have been away from your desk. I totally get it. I think the employers, if this is their policy, that's their policy. It's fine. That doesn't mean that I think anybody should work in these circumstances. Right? Like I would not submit to that. I think, like you said, John, clear case, like, yeah, that's a deal breaker. I'm not going to deal with that. If you have that choice, great. Not everybody has that choice. There are some people that have to have jobs.
This person.
Yeah. I mean,
she has a kid at home. She needs this job.
Yeah. I'm super lucky to be able to work from home, to have this flexibility, to not have an employer that does that. There are shitloads of employers that do, and people that have to live with that, and it sucks. I think the good news from this article is, she got fired from the job, which sucks.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's the bit. Well, she got fired after she posted the TikTok video.
Right.
They suspended her, and then they fired her.
Well, no. They fired her, said, wait, we didn't fire you. We suspended you. Then they fired her.
Then they fired her.
Right. So on the plus side, the company that she actually worked with was a company called 247.ai that was the subcontractor to this Klarna. And Klarna said that they wanted anybody who was working on their account to no longer be subjected to this. So the attention had some impact. Isn't helping this woman, unfortunately, who now needs a job. Maybe she found something. But no, it's shitty working conditions. I guess I would say both the employer can do it and should be punished for doing it.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I think that's a fine line.
It sounds like a wrongful termination.
Is it?
They'll probably be able to spin it that it isn't. But like
they've got the proof that she wasn't at her desk when she was supposed to be.
But this sounds like retaliation.
Oh, 100% it is.
At this point, yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Which is weird because
they could probably spin it, but still.
Yeah, it's strange because 247.ai seems like such a reputable company with high integrity.
Yeah.
It's hard to imagine that they would
I wonder what their
go after somebody like that.
Actually, I wonder what their Glassdoor reviews look like.
Don't. Do you even want to look? Jesus.
Do we want to?
Maybe they'll sue you for libel.
Yeah.
Libel.
But I'm in the UK. So, they've got a lot of reviews. Oh, sorry, we had an unexpected error when I went to try to go there for Glassdoor.
While Peter's doing that, I'll just mention that we're not watching you, but you're watching us. And out of gratitude, you should click the like button.
Oh, okay. Altogether, very friendly work environment with excellent colleagues.
That's a fake review.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't believe that for a fucking second.
I know this is like
they specifically mentioned the work environment. Yeah, you mean the work environment where it's like 1984? Like, no thanks.
The next one is former employee, good salary and flexible working. The cons is completely aimless with no communication.
It's probably more interesting to read than to have recited, but we'll
But I do wonder who these employees are. Like, that sounds maybe like they're in the technical aspect and not
there. Yeah. But there's so much we don't know, though. Like, this is all based on one TikToker posting this stuff. Like,
sure.
Take it with a grain of salt.
But it doesn't take away from this surveillance direction that we're heading in, where they want to track everything employees do or don't.
Yeah, and I think it's going to continue to get worse, actually, because of work from home. Employers are going to be more insecure about what people are doing, more trackers, more monitoring, more webcams. I think this is going to get worse, not better. But, we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah.
The overemployed people are the ones who are going to fuck us all. Once the employers start finding out about that, and we got to watch people, make sure they're actually doing the jobs.
Right.
We're paying them for.
Still, no. Sorry, Mike. You keep saying inflammatory. I know you want to end, but like you keep saying things that I completely disagree with. I think that that's another situation. The overemployment thing is where people have multiple jobs and different companies don't know that, right? But I think that is a win-win situation because the people who are paying the employee get what they asked for. And
as long as they get what they asked for, as long as they're happy with the performance of the employee, they should not give a fuck what that employee is doing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's true.
That's what it should be. If that employee got more tickets done but spent less time at her desk, who gives a shit if she's not at her desk?
Well, but that's the whole difference between contractors versus employees. If you're a contractor, that's true. They can't control any of that stuff. But if you're an employee, that's the deal.
Well, they shouldn't be able to. They shouldn't have to. They should focus on the results.
And maybe trust your fucking employees. Like, I don't know. You're hiring them.
Yeah. And as long as especially as long as you're getting the results. If you're not getting the results, then it's a different story. But
you don't need the webcam for the results, though, right? Okay. But yeah. Anyway, see you next time.